Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talking about the different classes of immunoglobulins. In the previous lecture we have discussed about what are antibodies or immunoglobulins and the structure of antibody. In this video we just focused on different classes of immunoglobulins and their main feature and functions of immunoglobulins. This video is just a review. For further details, you can check your recommended books. So, without any further ado, let's get started. So, first we will see what are immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins or the antibodies, these are protein molecules and are found in blood. These antibody molecules or protein molecules are produced by plasma cells, because the plasma cells are differentiated form of B lymphocytes, and these B lymphocytes are present in a bone marrow, and these B lymphocytes will help in the production of different antibody molecules. As we know that in the human body we have 5 major classes of these proteins or antibody molecule. So here we have the classes of immunoglobulins, and we have 5 major classes of immunoglobulins. These are IgG, and Ig abbreviated as immunoglobulins. First we have IgG, second we have IgA, third we have IgM, fourth we have IgE, and in the last we have IgD. And from this letter you can easily remember GAME-D. From G we have immunoglobulin G. From A we have immunoglobulin A. From M we have immunoglobulin M. From E we have immunoglobulin E. And from D we have immunoglobulin D. So here we have the classes of immunoglobulins. Now we will focus on each one and look at this in a bit more detail. And in this video we just focus on some main features and functions of these major immunoglobulins. First we have the immunoglobulin G, and these are monomer molecule, and here we have immunoglobulin G. As we know that these immunoglobulins are most abundant immunoglobulin in a blood, and that's why these are found in highest concentration in a tissue fluids. After the initial exposure of an antigen, immunoglobulins M are produced. That's why these are main antibody after the first exposure of an antigen. And after the second exposure of an antigen or a same antigen, the immunoglobulins G are produced. That's why these immunoglobulins relatively late produced after the antigen stimulation. It means these are produced after the secondary immune response. As we know that these antibodies are abundant, so that's why these antibodies crosses the placenta and will help in the passive immunity on a fetus. We know that the immunoglobulins G are further subdivided into 4 subtypes that are based on basically the differences in a heavy chain molecules. These are the heavy chain molecules. And these are immunoglobulin G1, immunoglobulin G2, immunoglobulin G3, and immunoglobulin G4. And the immunoglobulin G1 and the immunoglobulin G3, G1 and G3. These subtypes are increased in response to the protein antigen, such as in diphtheria or a tetanus. While immunoglobulin 2 and immunoglobulin G4, these subtypes are increased in response to carbohydrate related antigens, such as in meningococcus or a pneumococcus. That's why these antibodies are produced after the secondary immune response. And we also know that these antibodies cannot be synthesized without the help of helper T cells, that are CD4 positive T cells. We also know that these antibodies will help or promotes the opsonization, neutralization and agglutination of antigen because it has two complement binding site that are complement binding site. We also know that the immunoglobulin antibody, it has only two complement binding site than the immunoglobulin M that has 5 complement binding site. So that's why these immunoglobulin G antibodies is relatively less number, so that's why these may be able to coat the target antigen but may not activate the complement. But the immunoglobulin M will fixes the complement because it has 5 complement binding site. So that's why these immunoglobulin molecules will promote the opsonization, neutralization and agglutination of antigen. And we also know that these antibodies cannot be synthesized without the help of CD4 positive T cells. And these antibodies are produced from mother to fetus or crosses the placenta from mother to fetus and will help the passive immunity on a fetus. So here is all about the immunoglobulin G. In the next we have immunoglobulin A, and these are dimer molecule. We know that these immunoglobulins are present in our secretions such as tears, mucus, breast milk, respiratory, intestinal and genital tract secretion, and these are also present in saliva. As these antibodies are present on a mucosal surface, so that's why it prevents the attachment of some microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses from attached to the mucous membrane. As we know that these antibody molecules are found on mucosal surfaces because of some special proteins, and these special proteins are known as secretory proteins, and these secretory proteins are found on mucosal surfaces. These antibody molecules cannot fix the complement or cannot crosses the placenta. As we know that it's a dimer molecule, so it means two antibody molecules are joined together by a J chain, and it has a secretory protein, and because of these proteins it will found on the mucosal surfaces and will prevent the attachment of the bacteria and the viruses to the mucous membrane. That's why these are present in the tears, mucus, breast milk, respiratory, intestinal and the genital tract secretion, and in the all the secretions of the body. So here is all about the immunoglobulin A. In the next we have the immunoglobulin M, and it's a pentamer molecule. These are the main immunoglobulins because these are produced after the first exposure of an antigen molecule. When an antigen enters into the body, these immunoglobulins are produced after the initial exposure of an antigen, and after that its concentration decreases in a blood. First increases after the first exposure, then after that it will declines. These antibody molecules can also be manufactured by B lymphocytes without the help of T helper cells. When these antibodies are produced, these antibodies are produced without the help of T helper cells. As these antibodies are produced after the initial exposure of an antigen, so that's why it promotes the neutralization and the agglutination. These antibodies will also help in fixation of complement, and it's very effective in the complement activation than the other immunoglobulin molecules. These antibody molecules or the immunoglobulins can be produced by a fetus in an infection. these antibodies are produced by, as we have already discussed, these antibodies are produced by a newborn. So in certain infections, these antibodies can be produced by fetus. As we know that it's a pentamer molecule, and here we have a J chain. So it has many binding sites. That's why it has the highest avidity than the other immunoglobulin molecule, because it has many antigen binding sites, so has highest avidity. So here is all about the immunoglobulin M. Next we have the immunoglobulin E, and these are monomer. Here we have immunoglobulin E. These immunoglobulins are very special molecules, because when an antigen comes into the contact, these antibody molecules are bunched together and activate the mast cells and the basophil cells. And after that, they release the histamine and some other chemicals. And after that, these chemicals will help in several functions, such as the vasodilations. It dilates the small blood vessels, and it also helps in the allergic reactions. These antibody molecules, that's why, are produced in place of secondary immune response, and these are produced against the specific antigen. When a specific antigen enters into the body, then it will binds to these antigens molecules, and after that it will release the histamines and some other chemicals like serotonin, prostaglandins, and some other molecules. These antibody molecules also defends against some worm infections by causing the release of enzymes from eosinophils, because when eosinophils release some enzymes, then it will defend against some worm infection. And in the last, it does not fix the complement. So here is all about the immunoglobulin E. That's a monomer molecule, and it also helps in the inflammation and some allergic reaction. So in the last, we have the immunoglobulin D, and it's a monomer. Here we have immunoglobulin D. First, we have these are present primarily on the surface of naive B cells that have not been exposed to antigens. Next, we have these antibody molecules are almost present in the negligible amount in a serum. It means its concentration is very low. And in the last, we have these immunoglobulins D act as antigen receptors and helps in the proliferation and the differentiation of B cells. So here is all about the immunoglobulin D. And in this video, we have just focused on some main features and some functions of all the immunoglobulin classes. If your books are giving you a hard time, so you can join our channel. And please don't forget to subscribe and share our channel. And for my untidy handwritten notes, you can follow me on Instagram. Thank you and take care.